All right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up.
Went back to them in 2009, and I said, please, I need you to clear my name.
You talked to him directly?
I spoke to JL when my dad died.
Hey, young man, come on over. My husband just wants to touch you for a little while on camera. I promise you, you won't feel a thing. Sniff this.
What if I told you the family-friendly show that raised a generation was built on secrets, trauma, and silent chaos? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air wasn't just a sitcom, it was a war zone behind the scenes. And now, Tatyana Ali, the sweet face of Ashley Banks, is pulling back the curtain. What she and others experienced off-camera flips everything we thought we knew. This isn't just a nostalgic trip. It's the truth that's been hiding in plain sight.
How come you don't want me, man?
Excuse me, but I've got something to tell you first. Thank you for ruining my—
Let's start with Will Smith, the prince himself. Before he stepped foot into Bel-Air, Will was drowning. Sure, he had fame from DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, but he also had something else. A $3 million debt. The IRS cleaned him out, cars, furniture, even his bank accounts. His rap career tanked, and by 21, Will Smith was broke. That funny guy act on Fresh Prince? It wasn't a dream job. It was survival mode, with 70% of his paychecks going straight to the government. Enter Benny Medina and Quincy Jones. They saw something in Will and fast-tracked him into acting, even though he had zero experience. One quick audition at Quincy's house and boom, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was born. But behind Will's megawatt smile was stress, pressure, and desperation. For 3 seasons, he worked under financial fire, hiding his panic behind punchlines and rehearsed charm. Tatyana Ali later admitted she could feel it, even as a child. Something was always off.
Just remember people that were not involved in the scene at all, coming to set that afternoon to see.
Oh no.
And I just remember Karen Parsons, who played Hillary Banks, Karen, Alfonso, and we had our—
Tatyana was just 11 when she joined the cast. To her, the set was a land of opportunity, but also strange energy. Everyone acted like family on screen, but off-screen, the air was thick. I didn't understand it back then, she said, but now I know there was way more going on. What should have been a childhood dream sometimes felt like a silent nightmare. It all came to a head, with a moment she'd never forget, one that haunts her to this day. Her first on-screen kiss. A milestone, right? Not for Tatyana. When the moment came, Alfonso Ribeiro and Karen Parsons, who weren't even part of the scene, showed up just to watch. She said, I just remember standing there with these massive sitcom cameras on me and then seeing them behind the camera, watching. I wanted to die. A special moment turned into a public show. Nobody prepared her for that, and it was clear boundaries weren't respected on that set.
All right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, killing.
But the most explosive revelation didn't come from childhood trauma. It came decades later. Will Smith's former assistant, Bilal, dropped a bomb in an interview with Tasha K, saying he personally walked in on Will and actor Dwayne Martin in the middle of an explicit act. This wasn't a tabloid rumor. This was someone from Will's own inner circle saying it with his chest. And the reaction? Crickets. No lawsuit. No denial, just silence. And that's what got people talking. Then there's the Aunt Viv drama. Janet Hubert, the original and iconic Aunt Viv, was suddenly cut from the show in season 3. No warning, no farewell, just replaced. Her removal sparked one of the most infamous feuds in TV history. Janet later said, Will used his rising power to get her fired. She was labeled difficult, blacklisted in Hollywood, and offered a contract that slashed her pay and blocked her from taking other work, all while pregnant. She refused, and she was gone. Will Smith had his side of the story too. In a 1994 radio interview, he painted Janet as trouble, someone trying to hijack the spotlight. He called her the Antichrist of their working relationship. That label stuck like poison. Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton, even called her crazy in a comedy routine. Meanwhile, Janet's career never recovered. She became the poster child for what happens to Black women in Hollywood who dare to speak up.
Legally, I'm not allowed to talk about it. But hey. Why not? Basically, at the end of the day, it was crazy.
And those things never happened. She never left the set. I never left the set. We got late. I think he was young and he was inexperienced. And I think he simply had to win. And I went back to them in 2009 and I said, please, I need you to clear my name.
You talked to him directly?
I spoke to JL when my dad died in my...
In 2020, the two finally came face to face during the Fresh Prince reunion. The moment was raw. Janet opened up about decades of pain, while Will admitted he'd been immature and blind. It was healing. But it didn't erase what happened. The damage had already been done, careers ruined, reputations shattered, and a truth buried for 30 years finally given voice. Then, things took a darker turn. As Diddy's scandals made headlines, Will Smith's name started popping up in suspicious places. Photos showed him and Diddy at private parties. Then came rumors of freak-off events, elite gatherings full of drugs, hidden cameras, and unthinkable acts. Insiders claimed these events were recorded, not for safety. And some whispered that Will was caught on tape.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of weird shit. That whole fucking, yeah, that shit weird, dude. Yeah, bunch of, it ain't right.
Even more disturbing, a 2023 interview with Keefe D, yes, the same man tied to the Tupac Shakur case, claimed he saw Will and Jada at one of these infamous parties. And this wasn't your standard Hollywood mixer. According to insiders and former bodyguards, these gatherings were rigged with surveillance, and the footage was used to control careers. One now-deleted video allegedly showed Will in action. Whether it was real or fake didn't matter. People believed it because Will didn't say a word. Jada Pinkett Smith tried to kill the noise. She appeared on The Breakfast Club and called the claims ridiculous and malicious. She said it was an extortion attempt. But here's what struck fans. There was no legal follow-up, no lawsuit, no cease and desist. And for a couple known to be quick with the legal team, that silence screamed louder than any denial. It left a question burning in everyone's mind. If it's not true, why not shut it down completely?
I just remember people that were not involved in the scene at all, coming to set that afternoon to see.
Oh no!
And I just remember Karen Parsons, who played Hillary Banks, Karen, Alfonso, just like, and you know, we had.
By December 2024, Will had enough. At a live event in San Diego, he exploded. Pacing the stage, visibly agitated, he barked, "I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off." I ain't been near that man. Didn't do none of that stupidish. He tried to laugh it off by joking about the massive stash of lube found at Diddy's property, but it backfired. The clip went viral, and people weren't laughing. They were wondering why he brought it up at all. While Will's empire starts to crack, Alfonso Ribeiro has his own regrets. Forever branded as Carlton, he struggled to land serious acting roles. Despite a few directing gigs, he was typecast and sidelined. A viral tweet suggested Tyler Perry should help his comeback, and Alfonso clapped back, "I don't need or ever want that man to do anything for me." The bitterness was loud, and fans speculated something deeper went down behind the scenes.
I just remember them like looking behind the camera like, and now it's like a fun, you know.
Sure, now it's buddy.
I mean, that's the first kiss like that.
Right.
At the time, I wanted to kill him.
Today, Alfonso has reinvented himself, hosting America's Funniest Home Videos and Dancing with the Stars. But in a 2024 interview, he admitted, "Playing Carlton was the best and worst thing to happen to me." Meanwhile, Tatyana Ali has grown into a confident woman, laughing about past awkward moments and owning her journey. But you can tell, those early days left a mark on everyone. As for Will, he's still one of the biggest names in Hollywood. But the truth? It's catching up. The charming Fresh Prince character now feels like a mask, not a mirror. Behind the laughter, the jokes, and the glory was a man battling demons, running from childhood trauma and desperately trying to control how the world saw him. And now that mask is cracking. From career-ending feuds to whispered scandals, the cast of The Fresh Prince lived a very different story than what aired on TV. They weren't just characters, they were survivors of Hollywood politics, of exploitation, and of their own personal struggles. What we watched for laughs was their reality, and for some of them, it never stopped hurting. So next time you hum that iconic theme song, remember this. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air wasn't just a feel-good sitcom. It was a pressure cooker full of secrets, egos, betrayals, and trauma. The truth Tatyana Ali helped reveal, it doesn't ruin the legacy, it just makes it real. And maybe, just maybe, it's time we stop glorifying the mask and start recognizing the people behind it. If this story made you see the show in a whole new light, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, drop a comment below, and share it with someone who thought they knew the whole story. And make sure you subscribe, because what's coming next? Trust me, you don't want to miss it.